The type of attention you get and who you get it from determines where we end up in life.
We are we got.
This has already been accepted at the University of Texas in Austin, electrical
In a
engineering.
community where the statistics aren't the best, the default isn't the best either.
The gentleman who's going to be on the field representing South San,
Defensive captain of the varsity football team.
Mr. Jesus Rendon.
His life to giving back to this community.
St. Joseph's Catholic Church Choir.
So I decided to start a nonprofit called Building a Purpose.
And if we can raise that default to be something of higher standards,
Help students find their purpose in life.
I think we can do something
We all we need.
special by default.
Welcome to the Jesus Rendon podcast, where we talk about life, purpose, and God. Our next guest here is a dear friend of mine who I've known for a long time and grew up with here in the South San neighborhood. His name is Jonathan De Hoyos, the one and only. He is a Dwight Middle School superstar in football and every athletic position, fullback. Nobody ever stopped him. He is also a superstar at South San in football and recently started his own welding company. Jonathan De Hoyos, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Thank you, sir.
So, what's going on? What's new? How's life? Lay it all out there.
Well, what's new is starting a new company. The only company, So I'm nervous about that, but I'm happy also. Excited to see where it takes me.
What's the name of the company?
J&J De Hoyos Welds Co. So, that's something new for me. So I gotta, work on that and hopefully.
So I saw you got the website. You're getting website up and going. You've got
Yes.
an email. You've got you submitted the paperwork on the LLC. And where did you go to do that?
Well, I went to Rendon's.
The Rendon Entrepreneurial Center.
Yes, sir. That was a lot of help. More information that I needed.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, and without your help, we wouldn't have been able to get that AC in there. You've been welded a lot, and all the years we've done projects together
Yes,
and worked things together. So that's awesome. We'll get more into the business here in a little bit, but I like going back to this one question every time we start off. What's your first recollection of how we first met?
Well, this is the only one I have. No, I have many, but the first one is
The most memorable one.
Yes, it's back in Dwight.
Mm-hmm.
I was just the new kid, we met by, almost getting into it, I talked about mamas and I didn't know you at the time, but you didn't know me either. So I don't know how it got started. I don't remember exactly how it got started, but that's how we met. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it vividly. I think that was you were the signature go-to comeback mama guy for sure. You could lay it down in English and even better in Spanish.
We were raised in the mama era, smogging.
And I was like totally anti mama stuff.
Yeah.
And but that actually isn't the first time I remember we met. But I think that's the most memorable. I remember you coming over to my cousin Jojo's and playing football and us throwing basketball. I mean, he was like, cousin Jojo was probably the richest kid on the block
at the time.
Yeah, at the time,
with the big house,
yeah. 2-story, basketball court, and fancy stuff, game systems. We'd go over there to all the neighbors would go to Jojo's, play basketball. We played video games, and but I remember you being bigger than everybody else.
Yes, always bigger. Yeah.
Always, yeah. I mean, taller too for your age. Yeah. And that was the first time I remember us meeting. It was in elementary school going over there. But so I like to also ask another question where we go through a timeline segment where you share an impactful event of your life that happened each year of your life to your convenience or to your discretion, whatever you feel comfortable with. So, share who is Jonathan De Hoyos?
Jonathan De Hoyos is a kid from the South Side. Was born in Laredo, Texas, but raised in San Antonio. Grew up in, with food stamps. Grew up with very little stuff, but I mean, thanks to that, I mean, I'm the person, that I am today. I mean, for each, I mean, the impactful, I mean, the most impactful, and honestly, is when I met you. That's when everything started going different for me. But other than earlier times, I can't remember any anything besides other than seeing. At the time, I was 6 when I saw that person get shot in front of me. Other than that,
Where was that?
where was that? It was actually right here in our neighborhood. I was still waiting on my mom to show up. I don't know, from work. And I was just there. I was just a little kid, just waiting in the footsteps. And 2 neighbors just got into it, just started arguing, and one said something, and the other one just took out, his weapon and, shot him. I don't know why, and at the time I really didn't care.
We're asking questions.
Yeah, and at the time I knew, stay quiet, at least to keep yourself safe.
Right. Kind of mind your business.
Yeah. But in between that and is honestly just meeting, that was more the impactful time in my life. That's where I started learning more. I started, seeing myself different and pushing myself in other ways that I never did. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you grew up with, you have one older brother.
Yes.
Who I'm sure you two strapped it on from time to time.
Here and there.
Yeah.
Mostly verbal, but your
brother's big too.
Yeah, he's big, and but I think there was a point where I was stronger and bigger.
What age was that?
I was maybe like 14, 15, and I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna remember different, but he tried pushing me around, and it just didn't work out. So
12, 11, Jonathan. I can already imagine you being stronger than your brother. But yeah,
yes, sir.
One of the memories I remember a lot of. There's something about that alley we grew up on, the bamboo growing in the alley, like such a weird plant. And then we'd all kind of, Frank would come out of the alley one way, you'd come out the other way through the back, and we were right here, there, and me, Abraham, and Casey too, and I mean, everybody kind of coming down that alley and getting together. And I remember Jose Galvan coming over, and it was almost like we always had the somehow we always ended up grappling, boxing, or something. Yeah. And then my dad come out, and we'd all try to get him, and he'd stack us and put you on top of all of us, and then he'd get on us all. And, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, he always saved me for last, so.
Yeah,
I was always nervous for being the last, getting tapped out and everything. But I thought you were going for the Carmelo.
That was for later. Yeah.
Nah, but I always remember that. Staying over, before a game or something, a tournament, and we always, like you said, end up grappling or instigating somebody else to grapple, just fun days.
We were always breaking each other, and you've always been fast. You could always move, so it was like one till I got a little older where I could probably outrun you too. But I remember staying up and riding on each other's faces and just pranking each other,
throwing canzones in somebody's face and stuff.
And Abraham getting mad, and it's like, all right.
Professor Abe,
yeah, Professor. When you first joined football, what made you want to join football?
Honestly, it's just the contact sport, and plus I was looking actually to have somewhere to go, somewhere to fit in. at the time growing up, it was just like I was by myself. You know, get to the house, stay by there by myself, walk into school by myself. You know, just having lunch by myself. You know, and it just football. It just I've never played football at the time, but just seeing that, like, you know, being a team and having people and stuff like that. That's what like motivated me to like jump in and try it out and, you know, see how it went.
Mm-hmm.
It took a bit for to convince my mom to let me play, but thanks to Mr. Tate.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Tate talked to your mom?
Yeah. At the time, it was like, no, déjalo singing like this and that. And it wasn't for him. I would have been playing, you know, 7th grade, you know. Yeah. And another thing was Coach Ramos, he saw me running in PE, so like I was keeping up with the, you know, the skinnier guys and stuff like that. So like, so he also was like, hey, join football, you know, play football and this and that. I was like, I can't. My mom, and this and that. And he also like helped with that. So, but yeah, mainly it was just like the contact and having, you know, people to spend time with, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, that was pretty much what got me into it. I mean, I started with the lie, right? But Pee Wee football and
I was like, I played with you, John. I was like, where'd you play? Because we were playing 7th grade Pee Wee, Pop Warner, and then our 8th grade years when we jumped into it, because it was just you and Jose Galvan,
Casey, I think.
No, Casey played with us.
Okay.
Because Jose played with the Yellow Jackets across, and then he played 7th grade football at Dwight, and then a group of us still continued through 7th grade. It was you know, Casey, me, Abraham, Ruben, Ugalde, and then we came back in 8th grade, and yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Those were the years.
Yeah.
But when did you first get injured?
In 8th grade. It was
I remember.
Yeah, it was 8th grade. I was more scared of my mom than
I remember your mom coming out.
Everybody knew because like she's like very, very short lady. But yeah, it was in 8th grade, and I think it was the last game. It was it was actually a season game, and then yeah, I was like just scared, you know. I didn't forget my knee at the time. It was just like, don't tell my mom, like don't call her because Sue.
Yeah.
And I remember Jesse getting on the phone with her on the phone. I was like, oh, and I hear her little voice through the phone. I was like, but yeah, that day it was more scared telling my mom that, you know, what happened. So, yeah, that was a funny part because everyone she walked in and everybody just like just whispering like that's mom. And I was like, I just looked, I was like, oh my goodness, as long as you don't, you know, freak out or whatever, I'll be good. But that one was, you know, yeah, we were, you know, in Dwight there was, and I know I've talked about this before, it was so cliquish, you know, and I think us being the jocks, even that was cliquish, right? You know, yeah.
And I remember it was always like jocks versus gangsters, right? Because we sat like over here in this right outside the patio, and then the gangsters sat in the corner, this little corner over here, and you had gothics. I mean, it was so cliquish.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think the fact that we were out there battling together just always brought us closer. And then we walked, you know, we walked home in the same direction too.
Yes.
So you were only a couple houses down from us, and man, we were something special if we could have kept the team together, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like even Jai, I remember. I mean, I didn't know anybody could jump higher than Jai.
At the time, that dude could jump.
Yeah. And he, I mean, you know, I'd known Jai for a long time too, but you know, that year we went undefeated in soccer. We went, I think Kazan outdid us in basketball. And football, we lost one game to
I think I believe it was Leal.
to Leal. And I'm not saying it was because of me, but that's the one game I didn't play in because I had tendinitis. And the way our offense was set up too, it's like it was so important to hit that middle linebacker when we were running straight down the middle. Yeah. And yeah, man, I feel like, geez, just such a solid group of team of kids who played, played together for a long time. Especially from
where we came from and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what do you what's your most like fond memory at Dwight?
At the time I remember Ventura used to pick you up in the minivan.
The van after practice.
And then Jesse being a passenger sometimes, and you know how he is, you know.
Yeah.
And just that moment it's still funny to me because it's like he was picking us up and
dropping off the
kids, and it's just him pretending to spank us inside the van, and everybody turning to the, you know, what's going on, you know, and then us pretending, daddy, no, you know, and but yeah, just those types, you know, just the bonding moment, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I picking us up in the van. Man, I don't know how many kids we fit. It's funny too because my mom was always about seatbelt. Put your seatbelt on growing up, and then I guess come middle school time, it was just everybody load up and we drive slow, right? It's like I remember driving all around Dwight to drop all the kids off.
Yeah,
that van.
I went through a lot.
That van had some memories.
Mm-hmm.
We so. You know, I remember Mr. Fonseca too. Him also being real super loving of the football team and the track team especially.
Oh yeah,
his favorites, Jose El Pelon.
El
right?
Pelon,
he had a lot of Pelons because I think even before Jose, I think it was Eric Escamilla. I think.
Oh yeah.
Who was also fast, and I'll never forget that track meet. For the 100-yard dash, Jose Galvan, Abraham Mora, and Jet.
Yeah.
And George and
Kaysen.
Kaysen. And we all played football together as kids since we were kids. And do you remember who won?
Wasn't it George?
Jose Galvan won.
Oh, yeah, no.
Jose Galvan. And I have like the time card or a picture of it of the race. It was like that we had for track. But yeah, man,
it was a close one, right?
Yeah, it was close. All of them. They were fast.
Yeah, they were fast.
So what happened when you got to South San?
South San. I mean, I continue with the sport, you know.
Mm-hmm. Were you freshman varsity?
Freshman varsity? No.
Only Casey was, right?
Only Casey was. Yeah. At the time, I guess
you were a favorite though. You were thought as like at first, because at the end, it went.
No, but like I mean, freshman year is just like I remember going to Mexico. That summer.
Yeah, that summer you came back
darker,
slimmer.
Yeah.
I mean, you were.
Yeah.
You were like what, 270?
Yeah.
At that time?
Yeah.
Freshman year? Yeah.
15-year-old?
For 270, 15-year-old,
yeah. No, I remember, coming, it's like, you know what? I don't know if I'm in the team still, but let me just show up.
You just showed up.
And at the time, we're taking calendar pictures or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all see me walking. Hey, I was like, hey, what's up? And that's daughters are like, you want to take a picture? I was like, all right, yeah. And I was in there,
Yeah, he threw you in our sophomore year picture. So they brought up a lot of us the sophomore year who made varsity.
Mm-hmm.
But did you suit up the freshman year for the playoff games? Because they brought
for playoffs. I did not.
They suited up a few freshmen.
Yes, I know Casey was one of them.
I think Casey was starting.
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but I know Casey, and after that, did you get hurt your freshman year?
My freshman year, no, it was actually sophomore year. we were practicing, and I was doing one of them bear crawls. It was, I remember the play. It was, it was 34G or something like that, and I bear crawled, and somebody just hit their knee on my shoulder, and it just popped out.
Oh yeah, it was your shoulders.
It was the
right?
shoulder.
I
Yeah.
remember your shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah, and and I was like, that was sophomore year, and at the time that was the most pain I've felt, because I'm really good with pain. So
Was it against John Jay?
for the
Or
dislocation?
was it practice?
It was practice.
Okay, but you still played all the games though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had
Doc pop it back in.
during practice, but then I stopped going to practice because at the time my mom was like, you ain't gonna be playing no more.
Yeah.
So like I didn't go for the next 2 days, and I remember Coach Olivari, and then
Piss poor break.
break, yeah, and Doc showed up, and I believe it was Coach Stern.
Mm-hmm.
They showed up, and they're like, "Hey, why aren't you going to school?" I was, my mom's, telling me, I can't go. Like, I can't play sports no more. Like, And he goes, "Where's your mom?" I was like, "Well, she's not here." I was like, "Well, we'll wait." So like, I don't know when, she's gonna be back. I was like, "No, we'll wait." I was like, "Okay, sir, all right." And I remember Doc was like, "Hey, you got any sandwiches in there?" yeah, I'll make you a sandwich. And it's like, Coach Lowe, hey, pasiwate manchaka, like, behave. It was like, what? I'm hungry. And like, all right. Yeah, it was like 30 minutes later, my mom showed up, and they convinced her to, let me play again and everything. And that's when she asked me, "Do you still want to play?" I was like, "Yeah, I still want to play." So that same day, they drove me all the way to San Marcos to get a customized shoulder strap and everything. And from then, continue playing,
You had a badass helmet too. I remember. There was the Revolution helmets. It was like
was
the
the new
first
one.
years the Revolution helmets
Yeah.
were coming. I still had the ugly.
The riddle.
I was like, "Dad, John got a Rebel." I was like,
yeah, it was nice. It was nice. And a lot of people think I was, asking for it, and
yeah,
but no. I mean, they say here. I was like, all right, I'll take it.
yeah.
It was nice. It was a nice revolution. Yeah.
Your sophomore year, how much were you benching? How much were you? What was your 40? What were all your stats your sophomore year?
So sophomore year, my 40 was a 5'7". For a 300-pound kid, I think that's decent. Sophomore year, I started out with 200, which is not a lot, and then at the end of
your freshman year, no?
Yeah, well, freshman year. Yeah.
Freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year. And then sophomore year, that's when I went up to 315 and then repping them.
Mm-hmm.
And then squats, I got up to 400 as sophomore. Incline was like my weakest, Power clean, I could never get it, but I got up to, 265 or something like that.
That's a lot.
But yeah, my vertical, was 22. And that's that's a decent height. But yeah, that's
you can move.
something.
You were a fast pulling guard.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things to just use me as use me as a block.
Right.
And just seeing their faces getting wide, and that's
man. I don't think I ever saw anyone, except when you went against me. I don't think I ever saw anybody throw you around. And I remember you coming across and just freaking hitting Abraham on one side of the field all the way to the other side. He went flying. Abraham, Jose, and like at those times, those guys were
solid.
Strong
Yeah.
in middle school. Like
Yeah.
nobody could go head to head with them. And the freshman year, like you could just throw people, man. And I stretched out my 8th grade year, so we were always on the line too, so you were always right next to me.
Yeah, you were center at the time, yeah.
And And I'd go up to the linebacker, and I think that strategy of just opening up
The
and
little combo.
guys running right through.
I remember throwing. I think it was the same day. I threw Abraham to Coach Ushery by accident.
That one. Yeah, you hit Coach Ushery.
Yeah.
I remember that play. And I mean, just everybody, man. It was that year was, man, we did good too that year. And then I flunked out, and the only game we lost to was to our freshman year. Who did we lose to?
Wasn't I want to say Harlandale, but no.
I think it was McCullum.
Okay,
because I didn't play that. I flunked out that game. There's something about that center hitting that linebacker that was important to score points.
Combo,
But who else? Well, we beat Warren. We beat Jay. We beat all the Northside schools that we played in non-conference. And then going to our sophomore year, they moved a whole bunch of people up to varsity.
Yeah, because a lot of seniors were graduating that day.
Mm-hmm.
That year.
Yeah, our freshman team was a heavy. The varsity team our freshman year was a heavy senior year, and they threw Casey up there too. Yeah. And then our sophomore year, there's something special about that team, man. I mean, we still had Jet. We still had they took Jet up to varsity. They took a lot of us, and then when you think about it, in parallel, even West Campus was good. West Campus went to the playoffs too.
Yeah.
And the irony of like how we just couldn't stay united, Because I feel like so many freshmen looked up to the seniors and went up to started emulating their chingaderas, you know what I mean? And it's like, how do you break that? And then you look around by the time you're a senior and you're looking at everybody else and you're like, golly, you got to be a better role model than that,
for sure.
to break that trend. And what was junior year like?
Junior junior year was good. That's where I started, seeing the difference in me, which was sports wise, because school wise I was never the type to be engaged. I was always that resource kid. Go to another class, that way you could concentrate and not get distracted. But to me it was football was at the time life for me. That's what kept me from out of trouble. I saw myself going somewhere with football, at least not professional, but at least college or somewhere, but I never got to that point. I already had that mentality until the whole time I was building myself up, because like I say, it was something fun for me. It was something, encouraging to me. My stats went up in weight. My speed went up, because I was preparing for, my last year in South San. And come towards the end of junior year, that's actually the end of junior year, beginning of senior year, that's when my knee happened. But yeah, I mean, junior year is like, other than that, I remember just sports. Like I said, football was nothing. I mean,
what game stood out to you the most? Junior year was a tough season.
It was, because wasn't it our first year 5A?
First year 5A, first year integrating with two different teams, and so many of the players left or didn't play.
Didn't want to play and stuff like that. Yeah. It was just, I mean, there was good leadership. It's just a lot, like you said, there was a lot of people already set in their mentality, and they were used to something that was never taught to them. So it was like you say, it was like I was clashing with other players, because we were just used to, following a certain type of strategy, a certain type of, coaching. But I believe, other than that, I think we were a good team.
The record didn't show it.
Exactly. The record didn't show it.
And even if you think about when we went to the playoffs our sophomore year, because you were starting and I was starting, and I got to varsity on the offensive line,
center.
Yeah, and then they moved me to defensive line. I wanted to be on defense. I always wanted to be back to linebacker, and was defensive end, and finally got back to linebacker. But sophomore year and freshman year varsity, those who were on varsity, the records never really showed how good the teams were.
Yeah.
Even though we made it to playoffs our sophomore year, and the varsity team our freshman year made it to the playoffs, the second round, the record wasn't pretty.
No.
And then our junior year, I think we only won one game, right?
Yeah.
I don't. That was the year I didn't play. I was part of that people who didn't play when we came together, and my reasons were more focused on school, because I knew what are the chances. The only one who out of every player who's ever gone through South San football, you are the one I've always thought had the best chance to make it to the NFL, athlete wise. There's nobody I ever saw take you one-on-one ever. And then what you do in the weight room, man, everybody get around you. They jump on you while you're lifting stuff, picking up weights, and you were fast, man. It was hard to get away from you. And especially once I went to defense, I was like, oh shoot, Jonathan. And when you look at it, I guess holistically looking back, we never had a pretty record. We never had like the wealth that the Northside schools did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I think what killed us more than anything was we were never united and able to execute.
Yeah.
Because when we went and that first whistle blow, Crazy Train come out, and we'd start,
get chills and get the
I
pumping.
said, leave if you can. Hey, right. We started going around and get out the way, and we run through the banner, and we're ready to go, and we hit that first hit, and we're like, man, I just crushed that dude.
Yeah.
These
That
guys
sets
are
the
nothing.
game,
They're
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
And they're not better than us. They're not tougher than us. But you know what they were? They could execute better. And at the end of the day, that score is more based off of united execution than it is any one-on-one match. And what football taught me was you can do the best job that you possibly can and still lose.
Yeah.
And man, it was so much about life, and it's very important to be united. And that was a hard time to be united.
Yeah.
With campus closing, coming together we had the car accident to the field house and took out half the JV and a lot of our Jose Galvan got hit.
That's true. Yes.
A lot of just conflict and not united the way we should have been.
Yeah. Different thinking.
And then our senior year, it's like I didn't do the off season that year.
No.
I come back from college. I came back from Upward Bound UNT UBMS, doing math and science classes over there, getting ready, and I come back. And I'm like, because Coach Becerra saw me go get Casey. Yeah. And he asked my mom to let me come back. And my mom was like, well, this is his resume, and as long as he still keeps doing these things, he can play. And they said it true. But it's hard for me because I was even a part of that non-being unified, and even if regardless of what I was, I could have contributed that junior year. I'm not saying I would have made that record better.
Yeah.
But I think if we all hadn't fallen apart and stayed together as a team, people hadn't gone to different schools.
Yeah.
People hadn't, we all had our reasons, but I still think we would have made it to
I
state.
think so too.
And golly, like that's special to have such a group start at a young age together. Like, me, Jet, Felix Galvan, we were playing football since we were 6-7 years old.
Yeah.
And since 1999, you know what I mean? We were playing football since we were young, and to have them stay together. And I remember hearing that other schools like Judson and stuff, they work out at middle school, and I was like, why can't we work out? Why can't we work out at middle school? And as soon as we got to high school, your numbers went up fast. Casey's too. Casey went up strong fast, and Abraham and Jose Galan were already strong.
Yeah.
So they were already there, and then I remember my goal was like, I got to get to 200 freshman year, and I didn't. I couldn't get 200 bench press, but my sophomore year I got there, and then my junior year I didn't play at all. But what do you think happened junior year?
It's like you said, a lot of people started doing other. What I saw is, like, I saw other people going to different sports, because either they didn't believe in that team and they're looking for something else, or they were just education more than sports. Others is just took a hard left turn and went the other way, and
I think I saw more of that than I did people leaving to go do better in their grades.
Yes, they agree. Yeah.
And why do you think they did that?
I believe they were looking for a better example. But like, sometimes looking for a better example leads to the wrong people giving you the example. So I think that's part of what happened. They were looking for guidance, and they looked for it in the wrong place.
And the guy who was cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think I saw it too. Like, everybody wanted to be cool, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that guy's cool. That guy's throwing a party. That guy's hanging out with all these girls, or that guy's everybody wants to be around him, and it's the charisma, and it's the things he's doing, and that, as a leader, and it's not their fault either, to be honest. They're kids too. I mean, we were all kids.
Yeah, we were all kids.
And it's just so tough, because you've got young kids who, 14 years old, looking up to 18, 19-year-old kids, right? And they want to be like them. They want to be strong like them. And they try to go down that. Once they hit that strength goal, it's like, oh, now I can start hanging out with him, because we're same physically or athletically, and then the attention that comes from girls, right? Or the attention that comes from popularity in school. It leads with other vices. Yeah. And you see, I remember when Hurricane Katrina hit.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a big influx of new students, and there was a unity factor there too, in being able to unite with them, and some of the vices they brought along the way, right? And it's not that they didn't already exist, but it led others astray, because people looked up to the seniors, to the juniors, to the upperclassmen, and wanted to be like them. And I've always wondered, how can a coach really stop that? Like, you punish them and you put them into jail, and it's like, well, now they've got a record, and they're done, right? And then it's like, I don't know, and I think they did the best that they could, but
it's hard, because they could only do so much, and they really don't know the whole backstory.
No,
so they could be supportive, but unless they get in a deeper, mindset as them and understand what they're going through, then they could at least try, a little bit harder or a little bit better, and understanding them, and pushing them in the right direction, which a lot of times is just not doable, because a lot of kids that they're not safe opening up. They're not, you know, like you said, they're just looking for that, you know, want to be something important, somebody important, but and be that cool person or something, you know, and it's not letting them, you know, think right at the time. And of course, it's a kid, so you know, they're kids, and I mean, a few times that's where I was going, you know. So it's just, so I understand. It just, Huercos, they're like hard headed. They want to be right all the time, and it doesn't work like that.
Right.
And by learning, he's gonna go through the experience, at least, you know, to understand what they were trying to say, or you know, trying to make you understand. You know? Yeah.
What's the Bobcat creed?
Well, it's what is it? I am committed, I am trustworthy, and I care. Right.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm committed, I'm trustworthy, and I care.
I still use it, by the way. So
Yeah, I know. That's why I set you up there. A little softball there. But I think I care. You know, the Bobcat creed is for us to like believe in us, right? But I think when a student feels that the coach cares and others care, it makes a difference.
a big difference. Yeah.
Because even when those students do go astray into their mañas, right? They still remember. They still thinking back. I know I should be better, and I should be shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And you know, football is just another container of this cycle that happens, because you see it in other things, right?
Yeah.
You're chasing that fame. You're chasing the
feeling,
the being cool, the being popular, the being this, and you know, our senior year when they brought me back, when Coach Becerra brought me back, and you know, he had just came back from his tour on Iraq or Afghanistan, and nobody really got along with him because he was hard. Yeah. But me and him always connected well, and maybe it was because
he was your favorite.
Maybe because I was his favorite, but I think he knew I had my head on right.
Yeah.
And I remember Kevin Rogers, right? He was only a couple years older than us. He was only like 5. He was like one of the first year coaches. And
that's right.
I remember him playing at, God, I don't want to say this wrong. Did he play at Texas State?
I'm not too sure.
He played college ball, and he had just graduated from college and came to teach with us. And I was connected well with him, and his brother, younger brother, was our age, and he played linebacker. And I never got to meet him, but I remember him telling us. I remember going up against Lee, right? And Lee had just beat John Jay. And he's like, we're gonna crush her, and he went to John Jay, and you remember the Lee game? I mean, that game, epic. Most in my playing time was the most epic game we had. Opening the brand new turf field, that was the first game I ever played, because we had played on the old field before, and they just throw through that turf, and we won in overtime. And I remember Coach Rogers telling us that they had just beaten his high school, and him being kind of pissed off about it, and we beat him. And their running back was a big dude too. But going back to the kids going astray, and you know, it's one of those cycles where I hate seeing them, and I hope it's still not there, right? I hope it's kind of resolved itself over time. But it's also a symptom of the neighborhood, right? Where the statistics aren't the best, poverty level's low, and and you can't just judge it by that, though. You know, you got to help build those kids out of that. You got to help them be connected with the coach who cares and believes in the Bobcat creed. Right.
Yes, sir.
And I think that I am
trustworthy. I am
trustworthy,
committed, and I care.
And I think with the trustworthy and the being committed, right? That's how you pull yourself out. Cliches. I'm just gonna say it clichely. bootstraps and all, right? Being trustworthy, being committed. And if you care, that'll get you out. But man, that's one of the things that just really eked at me growing up and going through that too. And I'll never forget this conversation I had with Coach Becerra, and he told me, he said, you need to lead all those other kids, and you need them to follow you. But nobody wanted to follow me because I wasn't cool, I mean, and I just didn't know how to connect, and I wasn't doing the cool things that everybody wanted to do,
Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah. No, I mean, like at the time, it's like, like you say, you had your head on straight. But
well, it wasn't even head on straight. It was like, for me, it was like, I gotta help us get out of this situation. So how do I make more money? How do I I have to do this because all that my parents have sacrificed. So if I didn't have both parents, I probably would be a wedico big times. I'd be like, make every excuse to be bad.
Oh, well,
because I had no excuse not to, right? I had both parents.
Yeah.
And both.
And they were always involved.
They were always involved, right?
But,
and involved everybody else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, having you guys spent the night every night
for
a long time.
Yeah. No, yeah, and like I remember, like whatever the case is with my mom, she was always busy, or I don't know what it was, but I remember Benito always being, the one to go ask, hey, how's Jonathan doing? Is he passing? Is he not passing? And I remember getting to your house, just getting right after me, like, you know what, you're not gonna get on the computer until this and that, and she was always always there involved, when she didn't have to be,
Right.
And I saw that, and it helped with changing my way of thinking, and also, I mean, having an example, with Jesse. He's like a father figure to me also, and he taught me things that nobody else taught me, which is me, like grappling and fighting, some football, basketball. He played with us, all the time, and it just, that's the examples that I chose to follow, and but not a lot of kids make a good choice on that, and I'm glad that I follow the right examples, and that helped me. I mean, I still strayed and came back and stuff like that, but they were still always there involved, and it's always, and I've noticed that the same thing is just kids need, if it's not two parents, they need good example, like good leadership, and nowadays it's hard finding that leadership, and like you said, because they're trying to do something else, they're trying to follow somebody else. So like, I think like for us to be good leaders, we need to work harder than that, just work harder and being somebody that they never had, or at least try to be that,
Yeah. How did you get hurt your senior year?
Well, it was that day I wasn't even gonna show up. That day I was at home, and I think you were already at the yard. I mean, not the yard, at the school, and I walked to school. I walked to school, and I was like, so I'm already halfway. I was like, should I? Yeah, let me just, let me just show up. Let me go, because it was just a scrimmage. It wasn't gonna be an actual game and stuff like that. But I was like, no, let me just go and show up and get my reps in, my scrimmage and stuff like that. And it was at Kerrville, It was maybe the second quarter, right, that we started just the scrimmage, just going over it, and so at the time they had put me as a nose guard, and I was happy being a nose guard. It's like you get to
up.
and so I remember getting through, and I was the only one that went through and keeping up with the quarterback. And usually I take a couple of steps in order to cut back, right? But I was so anxious to get him that I didn't think about it. And when I tried to cut back, the cleat got stuck on the turf, and then you just see my knee go sideways. And I mean, that was the most pain that I felt besides the shoulder. But yeah, I just remember just hearing a pop, and then when I rolled and tried to get up again, I heard a pop again, and that's how it happened. And it happened against Johnny Manziel. He was a junior and we were seniors, So yeah, I was like, I should have just stayed home. I should have just stayed home, But yeah, that's what pretty much happened and stuff,
Chasing Johnny Manziel in a scrimmage before the season even started.
Yeah.
By then, how much were you squatting? Did you already break the record yet?
Well, the record that they have at South San right now is 6'10". I lifted after that, so it was never.
They didn't do it during the combine when they were doing our numbers that they posted.
Yeah, exactly.
On
so
the wall.
It was after. So I got up to 720, and that was before I got injured. That's the most I squatted, and then deadlifted was 520. Bench was like about, if I remember right, like the most I got was 465 or something like that. But yeah,
You were throwing weight around.
Yeah, I was throwing it up.
And you're 40. If I remember correctly, it was a 5 flat.
Yes, at the time.
However, you were faster than a lot of people.
Yeah.
You were almost sub 5, like 4'9", that big, that strong coming at you.
Yeah.
All right. There's, like I said, nobody could stop you, man.
Yeah.
I remember, well, before we get that. So after you get hurt, chasing Johnny Manziel,
Mm-hmm.
what was your recovery like?
So they had told me, well, before that, I even went to get the MRI and everything. I remember it was Cheyenne's Quintana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it got worse, but
that's right. You had your jacked up knee during your quince.
Yeah, and then I remember doing when we both jump up and
Oh, I remember that too.
Yeah. I felt it. I didn't say nothing, but I felt it. I don't know if that made it worse, but after that,
it didn't help.
It didn't help. Yeah. They told me it was gonna be 6 to 8 month recovery, and of course that just like broke me right there.
Yeah.
It got me good, and then I kept trying to get it better after surgery. So after surgery, it was gonna be a 6 to 8 months, and then I kept working on it with Menchaca. He was always trying to help me out, get it better and stuff like that. And instead of waiting 6 months or 8 months, I went back in 3 weeks and just put on a brace. I went back and I tried, continue playing the senior. I believe I played 3 games after that. And then I just knew, I was like, you know what, it's not going to work out, because I had that thought in my head. It's like anytime I see somebody going down or just, I wasn't comfortable playing no more. You know what I mean? I guess it just got to my head. It got to my head, and instead of worrying about enjoying the game, getting somebody, banking, somebody, bench pressing somebody, it just that it just stuck in my head, and I just from there just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to finish the season, yeah, and then from there just I went down from there. So
yeah, and I remember. Man, I remember you went back even against Victoria.
That was my first game back.
And first game back 2-3 weeks after surgery. And their best guy, strongest guy, Preston Turner.
Yeah, Mr.
We both
Turner.
went to UT together. I didn't get to meet him over there, but he broke records too at UT.
Yeah,
bench press.
I remember you telling me.
Super strong dude from Victoria. And man, you still stood your own, even with a freaking jacked up leg. And
yeah, I remember him. I was surprised, but I had him, huffing and puffing, and I was like, all right, I still got it, That's, yeah.
And man, I just those to think even after that, like if you had a little bit more vision in the long picture.
Sure, yep.
But you went to a combine afterwards, right? You, Abraham,
It
you
was
went to the UTSA combine.
It was before the injury.
Oh, it was before? It was the junior year?
Yeah, it was junior year.
Junior summer?
Yeah, that's when they had the first combine for UTSA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that, and it was me, Abraham, and Jose that went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a nice experience,
Yeah, you did badass.
That's where I found out I had a 22 vertical.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Cool. All right.
Well, see, and I probably wouldn't have done as good as you guys because y'all were really athletic, and I hadn't trained. But I was at UNT up there and with doing school stuff.
Yes.
But man, y'all, especially you, I mean, golly, just best athlete, best person to have represented us, especially on that O-line. I think after that, you didn't think about any college, junior ball, or they really picked up that whole what was it called? Amateur football, semi-pro.
Yeah.
They started that whole semi-pro movement. Did you join any of those teams?
I played with them, but that was like after high school.
Yeah.
It was for the boats. And I only played with them probably like 2-3 weeks because I was like, I'm playing just for like trying to show myself something, But in my head, I started thinking, it's like, what's the point?
I feel like with the right training and the right coaching just stuck with you even after that, like you had the best chances out of everybody. The right healing process, not 2 weeks, 3 weeks to go back and start playing football, and I think I know you got kicked out afterwards.
Yeah,
and it was like even them kicking you out, I was like, what the? And I know my mom went and talked with a few of the coaches and just like, yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, I think.
And I know I know Landeros cared.
Yeah.
I know he, when we talked with him and he shared with us that he had taken you, given you a bed.
He did. And then, Landeros was a good coach. But it just, and out of the whole thing, what got me was I know I let him down. It wasn't my intention to do it. It just, after high school, if I messed up my knee again, who's gonna take care of me? I know I could have done it differently, but again, I was just a kid.
Yeah.
I was experiencing depression, pain, all myself.
Right.
I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know who to turn to. Y'all, yes, but it in my eyes, it's like make myself look weak in your eyes. You know what I mean? And growing up old school, man, that's what they teach you. You know, hey, suck it up. Like, yeah, you know. And it took me a while to like open up, you know, but I could have done it differently. Instead of going up to Coach Torres during practice, I could have waited after practice or something, or got all the coaches together and, you know, trying to, you know, see what I could have, you know, done. But but even at that, like he didn't even give me a chance to like explain myself, or I just remember it was like exactly by word, like, get your shit and, you know, get the F out. That's exactly what I, you know, came out of his mouth. So I didn't even think about it twice. I just, you know, yeah.
And I think it, you know, it goes back to the whole that Bobcat Creed, right? It's like, yeah, it goes on both sides.
Yeah.
If the coach just cared enough for to go to your house as freshman, sophomore, it's like that last year, just because they're not going to see you no more and they can't use you that year, they're going to wash you up like that.
Yeah.
That's not caring. I think, and I've held my reservations, and my relationship wasn't, you know, I know he's passed now, but my relationship wasn't the best with him, but it was respectful.
Yeah.
He never disrespected me the way he did to you.
Yeah.
But you were also his favorite, so maybe he was a little emotional
maybe,
in that too.
Yeah. So,
because and the pressure he was under, I saw him get laid into by Durbin. A lot of times after all. And so, I mean, yeah, but his the best thing I could give to that is that creed. You know, I've always remembered it.
I still.
And maybe it was because of you, because you would say it too a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, hitting the top before we go, right?
Yeah.
And coming down the locker room, the old locker room, and having your locker right there, right? What number you were, and
the smelly
like,
one.
the smelly lockers, yeah. It's like, but man, that senior year, it's like that was what was left, you know?
Yeah.
That was what was left. The pieces that were picked back together, and was trying to be unified, and then the way our defense was operating too, we were working inside out, where our outside linebackers had to contain, and if they got past out our outside linebackers, because you're inside out, anything, there's no way the inside linebackers are going to chase them inside out. And I think you know, just the unity in it, there was so much that we could have improved on to execute as one unit, not as these individual pop-offs. And yeah, so when's the last time you went back to the locker room to go look at your have you been to the new locker room, or it's just they told you?
They told me it was,
because it's a brand new. I don't think I've been once, but I haven't. And I know I've seen your number, the squat number up there, and I don't know if they ever beat Mario's 40-yard dash either, but I know he held it for a while too. What coach changed your life at South San?
What coach?
Or even maybe at Dwight too. What coach changed your life?
In middle school, it was Coach Lopez. He was always like, you know, he was a new coach, but he was always, you know, he was like very like there with you, you know, like if you have any questions, come up to me. Especially since I was doing shot put and discus. That's where I actually learned, you know, shot put and discus. You could tell he was always, you know, like he liked it, you know, he liked being a coach. So it was him. It was Coach Lopez in middle school. And I could tell, like he cared. You know what I mean? Like that's the reason I wanted to do better at what I was doing, which is shot putting discus with him and stuff like that. I haven't seen him since middle school, but
Really?
Yeah.
I saw him last year or this past year. I saw him.
yeah, I haven't seen him since middle school. But well, you know what? I saw him one time, but he didn't recognize me, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, he still looks the same. It's just like more canas, you know. And in high school, it was three coaches actually. It was Coach Olivari. Because freshman year, I was thinking of just quitting football, you know. And he came up to me and talked to me.
I remember the log rolls freshman year, man. I don't think we ever got that much discipline ever.
I was good at log rolls. So,
Dude. So many people quit because of that.
yeah.
Oh, I was not good with dizziness. I mean, we did a lot of 100-yard fields.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was good.
Yeah,
Obviously,
you prefer that over 5 miles or mile.
Yeah. Or bear crawling, you know.
Yeah, bear crawling too.
I remember at times, like, I'll be the only one on the other side of the field, and you kept rolling, but you kept going in circles.
Me? Probably, dude. Because I'm not good with dizzy, man.
So I was like, well, I get more time to rest, you know. But yeah, it was Coach Olivari and then Coach Stern.
Coach Stern.
Like, he was a beast, you know.
I love Coach Stern, man.
I mean, the only thing I disliked was anytime we were benching or something, he had a habit of eating almonds, you know, so that's his protein.
Yeah.
And he'll fart, you know. He'll fart, and then he'll just be like, you just see his big old gums, like.
Yeah, his big old smile
then,
he had.
Yeah, and
Dude,
I couldn't go nowhere because I had to wait on him, you know what I mean? So you just hear me going, you know? And yeah. But he was one, like, that showed me the intensity, like, that you needed to be a lineman, you know?
He's the first person who ever gave me an Excel file. It was back when I had a 8 megabyte USB, and he said, bring that to me, and he put his workout sheet, so I saw his bench numbers and everything, and he gave me that file to follow. You know how he'd print out our folder. We all had our folders. He gave me the Excel sheet for it, and I never forget. Us little kids were, you know how the weight room had the mirrors, and we're all like, Coach Stern comes out these small shorts, no shirt, and he's got that tat right here, and he was huge, man. And it's like his arm was bigger than the whole guy. You know, all of us, man. He was benching what I was squatting at the time. Yeah. So I was like, he was benching like 405, I think, or at least, yeah.
So I was like, I want to get to that, you know. But yeah, he was the ones like always get you hyped, like, especially when you pancake somebody or
make some noise, some enthusiasm. Your helmet was packed too, dude. Nobody had more pancake helmets than you. It was covered.
Or like, I mean, or the what is it? The skulls. I forgot what they meant. But yeah, he was that helped me like get more into football, you know, like, or take that like outside of school, you know, like get pumped, you know. And again, Landeros. He was a good offensive lineman coach, and I remember doing it was in boot camp. I forgot what it was. Hawk Tough camp or something like that. And that's where, like, it was like the first. I don't know if it was the first. It was the first time they were doing it in San Antonio, I think. And that's when he took all the offensive linemen and put them against all offensive linemen in San Antonio, or whoever showed up, you know. And he took us, and I mean, he showed me different techniques, different strategies, different, you know, steps, and he was more not intense, but more like what is that? More there. like he used to like and he motivated us in a different way, you know. But yeah, I mean he was there always, you know. I could talk to him. We'll joke around back and forth, you know. At the time it was like talking smack to each other, but it was just like fun, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he was a good coach. He was a good coach, and he always came. He used to come up to us and speak to us like, you know, adults, you know, not like little kids, not like, you know, like mocosos, you know. It's just like straight up conversation, you know, person to person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Coach Landeros cared. And I remember, well, at first I felt like Coach Landeros favored West Campus. I think that was the initial feeling I had, because he came from West Campus.
West Campus, yeah.
And as I'm older now, I see it more as like he was just trying to protect his kids, you know. Like he'd known them before us.
Yeah.
And then he didn't know me at all, really, because I didn't play my junior year. But I listened to him a lot, and probably more than he thought I did. And I remember him saying he had came from an accounting background, and you know, he did this because he loved to do it. He actually put his family in a bind financially, taking a pay cut to come do this. And he was the one who would like I think he'd do things in the background that you didn't realize he was doing for you. Regardless of any dialogue or things he had, he was looking out for you. And I always felt that. And I know, like, when I got my all-state academic, athletic, whatever it was, I know he was a big part of that. And I'm always grateful for that. And then him just sharing those bits of knowledge and pieces where you could tell he cared. He really tried to legitimize the program. I remember him talking about going to work out with Mad Dog from UT or some guy's camp, and he's learning. He's like him being at the edge. And I remember thinking, I was like, I wonder how, because you got to understand, for me, I was like Coach Theron, strength, then Coach West, the legendary Coach West.
That's a whole lot of beef.
Man, guess what I had for breakfast, Bubba? I made some squats, right? Like those two. And then Landeros comes, and I'm like, man, Landeros is not as strong as Coach West or Coach Lee. But I saw him get repping 225. I was like, hey, he's not a walk in the park either, right? And he's getting up there throwing that weight around, and I feel like me and Coach Landeros had a lot more in common than we had the time to really spend and get to hang out.
Yeah,
because I didn't play my junior year, and him being, you know, West Texas boy, right? Like playing football out and my memory serves me correct, in UTEP or somewhere in that area. Him, I mean, the ranch, all that stuff. That's our jam, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Coach Landeros was a good one too. Yeah, Landeros, Stern, Olivari, and it's crazy because all of those guys were leaders. You know, they ended up. Coach Stern ended up being head coach at Wagner. You know, Landeros ended up being head coach at Highlands. Olivari, I know he went to be a principal, I think, somewhere in East Southwest, but I don't know if he kept going with this football thing. But those are good qualities from a leader that you can tell that take them a long way when they care.
Yeah, and a lot of people or a lot of kids thought they were like, you know,
jerks.
Yeah, jerks
for political correctness, right?
Yes,
yeah, they didn't always connect well.
Yeah,
off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see football South San last year and the year before?
You know, since
they're doing great, man.
Ever since I stopped, I
haven't kept up.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of where the program has come, and it's taken a while, and it's always hard because I felt like even when we were 5A, we were like a small 5A, right?
Yeah,
like we weren't that. We weren't Southwest and how many people they had. We weren't like Judson and all the people they had. But I think the the football team over the last couple of years, and they've shown a lot of heart. And I think we're starting to get that routine, and I think we're starting to be more united.
And I believe it's Baron, right? As
Coach Baron. So
yeah.
Baron was one of the young coach. He was like him and Kevin Rogers,
Yeah.
man. They were always like hitting each other
Yeah.
off, and Baron had that same like
He had that leadership, you know.
Yeah, he had that same leadership, and he went on
As
to
a
be
younger,
as a young coach.
Yeah.
He went on to become a head coach at Burbank, and then at South San.
Yeah.
And same with him. There was that thing about him that all those leadership coaches had, where it's like they might not have connected well with a lot of kids initially, but once you got past that, you could tell they had that leadership. That I guess it's a brotherhood, is what I'd probably say. And I feel like they're all pretty faith based too. I know for sure Coach Starren. Well, I knew at earliest Coach Starren, because he'd wear those. Remember those socks he wear? Is Coach Starren wear those socks? I love Jesus on it, and he put the cross, and
I remember that.
And he'd literally wear it on his skin, you know. And Landeros too, and you know, Coach Baron now. But I feel like South San's going in the right direction, and I mean, they've had the best record the last 2 years than they've had in the last 25 years. Yeah. And they've went to the playoffs and lost to the state champions. And sitting here and talking to you about this, the back and forth of what happened to our team, I think the underlining thing is just we weren't united, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And there's only so much the coaches can do. And it's like, how do you change a neighborhood?
How do you change the neighborhood? I mean, I see more like what you're doing. You know, you're being more involved with the neighborhood. You know, you've actually done a lot with the neighborhood. You know, changing it, updating it. You know, helping with the South Cross and with the Quintana. You know, neighborhood. You know, so what you're doing is great. You know, that's because for me, like, honestly, like, I haven't done much for the neighborhood, but I want to. But it's just like,
well, first you're about to be a mentor for Building and Purpose, right?
Oh yes,
and help students with welding. So there's that, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. So just being,
don't cut yourself short.
Yeah. But yeah, just,
and your number being up there, see, and you do it invisibly too. Like your number being the record for squat up there. You know how many kids have walked through and be like, "Damn, I wonder who squat that," right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the motivation. I need to get there.
Yeah.
How many old line you've probably motivated and just never knew? Don't sell yourself short.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can say is like just being there and like I said, like what you've been doing with the neighborhood is awesome, you know. And you keep doing more. So yeah, I think
being there, caring, and you do it one student at a time.
Yeah, it's
not efficient. It's not easy.
Yeah,
the teachers have always been the ones who've carried these kids past the finish line. And if it wasn't the teachers, it was somebody's dual parent family, right? Where the kids that would be their hub.
Yeah,
right. They'd come over and some of the people who've made me the most proud and I respect and honor so much are the kids who had both parents and their parents chose to send their kids to South San. And you know what that does, it adds that back into the neighborhood. It doesn't just it's not the crop that you just pluck and pluck and pluck and pluck. You're putting nutrients back into the soil, back into the community. And I respect that. And most people will think that doesn't make sense. Why would you go back to it? It's actually contradicts itself logic wise because you want better for your kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's easy to go. It's easy to go somewhere else where everything's already good.
Yeah.
It's harder to fix where you're at and where you've been.
Mhm.
And I've learned that a lot through football, right? Because I can do my absolute best. You can be the best lineman in all of Texas,
Mhm.
all of the United States, but be on a losing football team,
Yeah.
losing record, losing, and changing a neighborhood, changing the outcomes of the students here, changing the stigma on what crops are produced here. It starts with us, right?
Yeah.
Being that leader and preserving, and try my best to be cool, but I try even harder to be
A mentor. Yeah.
good,
Yeah, a good one.
a good Catholic, a good dad, a good father, a good peer, a good friend, husband, and we're all figuring it out. We don't all squat 610 while coach is watching the first time.
First time, yeah.
Right? I mean, you practice at it and you get better, and it's an uphill battle, but I still have faith, and I think it's not even more than having faith.
Mhm.
I see the results because you have come through South San. I have come through South San. Greats before us have come through South San, and look at the kids that are graduating now. Look at them losing to a state champion team. That's a story they'll tell for years. I was telling my story. Yeah, last time South San went to the playoffs is when we were there, right here.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that shit no more, right? Because they're doing better than what we did.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's good.
And that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want this to keep turning and be better and be better. And they had a better record than we did. And we were co-district champs, right, against Uvalde. But it's that uphill, right? And it's never easy to keep that, to sustain that. I mean, can you squat 610 now? Can you squat 720?
Yeah, I could barely do 145. Dude.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, jumping on that and just like dusting it off, and I try to maintain the right balance, and I think a lot of it has to do with balance. A lot of it has to do with execution, but you see that at every level.
Yeah.
What is your purpose in life?
For a while, I didn't have a purpose. It just now that I got older, more experience under me. I mean, I'm not that old, but old enough to process what I learned, and the purpose for me at the moment is being there for my fiance, right? And being a role model to my niece and nephews. They were there when I was in my worst. They kept me going. They kept me, So my purpose is to show them that don't let life keep you down. And if it knocks you down, just get back up and keep going, And just showing them that they're never by themselves. They're never alone, They could always come to me, come speak to me, whenever, text me at any time, So I the purpose for me is just being there, like no one in my family ever was, I want them to know that, again, it's never too late, because I don't know how many times, I've done something and thought it was late. Nah, there's always time. It's like me going, the reason that, I'm welding is because of my nephew, and because I wanted him to see, whatever it is, I'm there, right there with you, my niece, she's like, she needs a father figure. I mean, I'll never be her, father, but I'll be there, as one, and I'll always be there for him, and for my fiance, be a better man, better, a future better husband, and just keep her, show her the love that I actually have for her, be there. And honestly, this is a few of my purposes, I know later on I'll find other purpose, and just to be someone to leave something behind, if it's not money, it's what I learned from y'all is bonding. Whatever it is, we're working, we're bonding. We're joking, we're sitting, whatever we're doing. That's I learned that from y'all. So I'm passing that to them. If we're just sitting there quiet, enjoy it. So enjoy the little things. So that's where I'm at right now.
That was beautiful. Well said. I don't think I've ever seen anybody who's loved their nieces and nephews more than what you have. You bring them everywhere with you. Even when we were kids, man, you were bringing, and they were babies. Yeah, and you were bringing them without even asking. You'd bring them, and that's what it's about, taking them with you, right? And it's like, I mean, man, they got to experience a lot because of you, and have had a better life because of you, for sure. I can't believe Junior's already graduated high school.
20?
He's 20. Gee, wow, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, him, his sister, and little baby. He's not a baby no more.
Jaden, his voice got deeper. So
he's ready. He's there.
He's ready. He's already there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you spending so much time with them and them giving you that direction, it's probably only them could have. And when Jen came into your life,
oh yeah, that even more helped me.
Oh my God, man, Jen. Well, from one side of things, if only she would have known the beast of a man Jonathan De Hoyos was in that era, nobody could stop him. Nobody. And yeah, I've told her those stories over and over and over. But no, I mean she's great. Y'all are good for each other, and she's brought so much peace, and I think she's given you direction. I mean,
even more.
You've got both of y'all. I mean, she's got her master's degree, and you're starting the business. You've been working at Saws for a while now.
Yeah, going 3 years.
3 years, and drive all that equipment and do stuff I need a lot of help with when I do projects like that. And you've always been, and God knows how much you've helped us over the years and spending times and doing things. And like you said, I mean, man, probably one of my close friends who I've actually called and has showed up at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning. Actually showed up, and like we've gone through that whole thing. Not that they would. You've done those things, and I mean, stories can go on. Calaveras at Bronick, at the ranch, at the land, I'm bringing you on. We've been on journeys together. For even when we went to college, and y'all coming up to Austin, and I mean, and you're probably the person I talked to the most from high school out of everyone. And I think your life, your purpose that you put in place right now comes in seasons, and as you said, right now this is the season and where you find purpose. But I'm excited to see what's going to roll out for your welding company. You're doing both of them and doing the Saws thing. And tell me about your work at Saws.
Well, at Saws, I'm a utility tech. I do pipe replacement, water main services, and not my favorite, but sewer. Sewer main. Yeah, do it like all that.
How deep are those holes you gotta go down?
I mean, sometimes you get lucky and it's 3 feet down, and sometimes you go 12 feet, 13 feet.
Oh.
Yeah. But those are the fun ones for me. getting the
Getting
30-inch, water mains. And,
30-inch
Yeah.
diameter.
Yeah.
So 30, probably about
It's
that big.
bigger,
right?
yeah.
Bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like different experience with that job, and I mean it took me a while to get used to it, but I like it, I've always been a hands-on person. So it's like construction is nothing new to me. It's like just, I guess you could say I enjoy it. I know, but that's something that took me a bit, I guess because now I understand it, I know it, so now it's easy for me, So dig it up, backhoe. Sometimes do it by hand, which it sucks doing it by hand, but you get the workout in. But yeah, it's a good job. It's a good job. If you have a good crew, it's gonna go easy.
Yeah.
So once, at least with my crew, is like we know our own flow. We know what we need when we need it. So it makes everything easy. Of course, we have a youngster in the crew, but he's a hard worker. He's a hard worker, and yeah, I mean, it makes it easy. Just your own, being the same page. But yeah.
So tell me about your new endeavor, your welding company you just started.
Well, it's something that I've been thinking about, and it's like I said before, I wanna leave something behind. Well, at least try to leave something behind, and that's somewhere where I want to start. And you rarely see, my last name out there. So I want to, open doors, at least for my family, or just get it big, and a new experience in welding. And like I said, I like using my hands. I'm out there, I'm used to it. So, and it's just another chapter in my life that I want to get to. Just enjoy it. This could be tough, but yeah.
What kind of projects do you normally do when you weld?
Well, I've done with I've done some fencing, welding fences. I've helped with with the beams at the building, structural stuff, and just light constructional stuff, and then residential,
fencing at the ranch.
Yeah, fencing and like I said, I have that, and then of course with construction, just framing, so that helps a lot with that. It makes it easier,
right?
But yeah, it just I've done that. It's a different. It sounds corny, but it's just like you put your helmet on, it just zone out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You zone out. So it's a different experience. A little, in my eyes, it's just a little quieter in there. So yeah.
Yeah, and you're still athletic. I mean, you still get up on a 2-story, hanging on a beam in one hand over here. There better be a strong beam you're holding on to, but getting up there and upside down, and I mean we're not getting any younger, but you're still getting after it. And I think also Jen, your fiance, her helping with the business, y'all are like the perfect combo, because she's got that HR, the masters, she can handle the business side, and you handle operations and the execution of it. I think that team right there, that's how businesses normally start, who are family owned businesses, and be able to grow and scale, and they get their model down, and it's good to have a partner who can come into this and add value to the business, especially on the sides that you don't have the time or the experience working with. So no, that's
she's very disciplined, so that's gonna help. So like me being like pistola, but yeah, she's really good at keeping me, concentrated, more,
Right.
discipline also. So
Yeah, and you work hard. I mean, you've gotten you've done a lot of work. You're one of our premier recommended. You're our recommended welder out that we're plaque
Thank
that
you.
we're giving out at the
Thank you.
rec.
Mhm.
When folks want to know if there's a company that we've done over $5,000 worth of proven business with, you're one of them. I know the welding industry. I mean, they just opened the new welding shop at Palo Alto.
Oh yeah.
To give
That's true.
certificates and trade programs and accelerate that. And there's such a big need. I mean, well, me, you, and my dad have been welding for like the last 15 years, not certified or anything. I mean, you're certified. I'm not. I'm just like, all right, it's good enough. Jonathan, jump on that. That'll work. Yeah, but I think that's a good industry too. So I'm excited to see it grow, and you're also a member at the rec, so helping come into the workshops, and hopefully you'll be able to give workshops and share what you're learning about the industry in there with the communities in here. And again, being a business grown from this neighborhood, there's such an entrepreneurial spirit that you don't often think would be cultivated here. But you look at all your tios, I mean, they're all entrepreneurs in their own way, right? I mean, all of them.
The south side.
Yeah. I mean, they all have a construction business of some sort, or remodeling, roofing, and
concrete, masonry.
I mean, there's such a entrepreneurial spirit here, and it can't be denied because they go and do it without the paperwork. I mean, they'll go through the process, and it's like, let's streamline this. Let's organize it. Let's get them the tools and resources they need to get to that next level, because a lot of times they don't have the vision to see it through, and they don't realize that their body will fail them.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually. And it's a scalability plan, and all those things. But it's undeniable that their entrepreneurial spirit here on the South Side is real and alive. So I'm super excited to see where your business grows and goes. And I mean, your nephew's a welder too, so that's awesome. You guys are gonna be a powerhouse. Yeah. What's the greatest advice anybody's ever given you?
It's not. It's greatest, but I think about it a lot. It's just don't stick around where you're not wanted. That's care for yourself. Like, that's the way I'm taking it. Just care for yourself. Don't stress about somebody not, wanting you to be there, or that attention. If they didn't want to give you attention, that's take yourself somewhere else. They're not worth your time.
Right.
So I mean, that's one I've always thought about. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in God?
I believe in God. It just.
What's your faith journey been like?
It's been up and down with it. It's just. I never grew up with going to church or stuff like that. Besides anytime I went with y'all, and that's because I spent the night, But besides that, I've never been like, a daily or a weekly going to church, because I was never brought up with that. So, but I know there's a God, but yeah, sometimes it's always, hasn't been there,
You have those questions.
Yes.
How do you know if God's telling you to do something? How do you know if something is divine?
You see, that's the thing. I don't know. It's just.
That's why you question.
Yes. Yes. I mean, to me, it might be that I go with it. Just go with it. You know, to see where it leads you. But I've never like thought or think about what is divine. Like, you know. So it's just, I don't know. I just go with the flow. In other words, you know, because I've noticed it's good to plan. It's good to plan. It just sometimes when you plan, it doesn't go your way. So if I guess if when I plan things and it doesn't go my way, it wasn't meant to be. I guess that's the way I see it. And I don't know if you could count that as a sign, you know. But yeah.
Okay. Whose death greatly affected you?
That's my grandpa on my dad's side. That one for sure is just like, it almost took me again to another hole, you know. Yeah, because my first 5 years of life, my mom took me to Mexico and, you know, dropped me off, and of course she was working at the time, and my dad was there, but my grandpa was the one that always took care of me for the first 5 years. And even at that, you know, anytime I went back, we always had that bond, you know. Yeah. And when he passed away, that one almost like, that one was hard. And that's the most, you know, hard that I've felt hurt. Because I knew I wasn't going to see him again. It just, yeah. It was, I think it's gonna be 4 years already, and I haven't been back since. Because it just, I left. I hurt even more because I felt like everything that I promised him, I didn't get to complete or share with them. You know what I mean? So that's where it got me more. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm still. I still think about him a lot. It just, yeah, it's really still hard. It's been 4 years, but it's still, it's fresh in my eyes. Yeah. And yeah, because I really didn't get to say goodbye to him. I know I seen him. He, the week of, he was asking for me, which is his name towards me was Natita. Where's Natita? You know? So when they called me saying that he was in his, you know, last. So he I hear him is like Nata, you know, Natita, this and that, and like. So I just called him to work. I was like, I gotta go see my grandpa, and I get there and they're telling me it's like he hasn't spoken or opened his eyes or nothing. So let's see, you know, if he could, you know, at least say goodbye or something. And I kneeled down and I told him, it was like, Abuelito. And that's like the first time in 3 days that he opened his eyes and actually, Nathan, you know, going asking for me. And I mean, I guess that day was the day I said goodbye, but I didn't really take it as it, because even then, like it looked like he was getting better. Like he got up, he started eating. So I'll be like, you know what? I gotta go back to work, but I'll come back, you know, the following week. And he, the next day, that's when they called me and I was getting ready for work, and it's like, he passed away. And yeah, that's where it got me. So yeah, I'm still
yeah. Well, he's still looking.
Mm.
And you still have time, the way you say. I remember when he passed, yeah.
You see, that was another time where, like, y'all were there for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your grandpa, I mean... Yeah, I remember all the stories. You'd come back from Mexico talking about your grandpa and how beautiful it was over there, and just the family and the time you're spending. Yeah. If you were to die today, you had one phone call before you died, who would you call?
You see that phone call? It's like it would have been to my grandpa, but that's honestly I can't think about that's the only person I would have called.
What would you have said?
This is sorry. Yeah. Just sorry I couldn't. Sorry I couldn't fulfill what I promised you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry I felt, sorry I couldn't be the grandson that I promised to be, but I know it's already too late, but I love you and see you soon.
If you could call somebody who was alive, who would you call?
It'll be my fiance. Yeah.
And what would you tell her?
That I love her and I appreciated everything she ever, did since the day I met her, for being strong and just making me a better man, and that I love her very much. And I'll be looking after her,
How long have y'all been going out? It's been a while, right? Been a minute. Been together for a while.
11.
11 years? Yeah, she's, y'all both are just awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
What's the one thing you look at now and you realize it wasn't quite what you thought it was when you were younger?
It's the part where it's like, only because you get older doesn't mean you're running out of time. There's always time. Even if it's late, there's always time.
Yeah, you're on your own timeline.
It was for a few years. It was hard for me because it was always comparing myself to everybody. Like, oh, he's here, and I'm here, and so that it was hard for me to stop thinking like that. Especially since I started. You're here because of you, nobody else. So for you to be comparing yourself and somebody else, somebody else's life it's not worth that. It's not worth your time because everybody's in their own pace. So it's better late than never.
Right. Yeah. What's the greatest lesson you ever learned?
It's you hear it a lot, and I agree with it. It's only because his family doesn't make it family. It makes it's like it's not blood related. It doesn't matter. It's what makes you family is loyalty. Being there, always being loyal. Not all the time is his familia. Nah. I learned that at a very early age, and it's hard to forget. So it's like, yeah, it's that. It's just be loyal, be trustworthy, make sure you care,
and committed. All right, these next questions are going to be kind of rapid fire.
Well, okay.
So, favorite band of all time?
For me, this could be Stain.
Copycat. Favorite artist of all time?
Aaron Lewis.
Copycat. Favorite song of all time?
Favorite song. Ooh. This one's a Spanish one. Old school. Very old school. Es Mi Querido Viejo.
Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? Men of Honor.
Maid of Honor?
Men of Honor. Maid of Honor.
Men of Honor. Okay. Favorite book of all time?
The Giver.
Who's the author on that one?
I don't know the author. I know the book.
Okay.
And the movie. It's on Netflix.
The Giver. Favorite actor of all time?
Actor. Tom Hardy's really good. Man. Yeah.
Favorite football team? NFL.
Philadelphia.
I knew it. Favorite college?
For me, it was Penn State.
Penn State. Yeah. Solid defense.
But I go for UT. Yay.
Favorite football player of all time?
Football what?
Favorite football player of all time?
For me, it was the center for Chicago Bears. It was Garcia. He was an offensive lineman, yeah. And then after him is Kelsey, Philadelphia. Yeah.
Favorite football moment at South San?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But one of them is when I was a sophomore, and we used to go every Saturday after the game and rewatch the game.
Film.
It was when Coach Chan had to rewind, and he got pumped when he saw me bench press somebody up their feet.
I remember. I was there.
Yeah.
Everybody was giving you love, man. He's like, watch this boy. Watch him do this. You see how he just look at his feet, and his feet are just. And it was on the little cassettes because they'd record them. I have all the football games. I need to digitize them. I went and I got them from Coach West gave them to me about 10 years, not 10 years ago. Yeah, but about 10 years ago. Yeah, man. Seeing you do that. You got a lot of love, but you put a lot of work in. Your helmet was all pancaked up. It was an IHOP. Nice. That's what it was. The IHOP sticker. It was IHOP. Yeah. And yeah, that one. Favorite football game of all time in South San?
Favorite. Which one was it? It was. For me, it was against Victoria.
When he came back?
Yes.
Or the first time or second time? Junior or senior year?
Well, you know what? The first time, because the first time, it was me and that guy going back and forth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was like he'll get me and I'll get him, and it was a nice game. Also, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Are you promoting anything?
Promoting just the company, which is J&J De Hoyos Welds.
Why should people go check out J&J De Hoyos Welds when they need welding stuff?
Because I am trustworthy, I'm committed, and I care. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
So how can people go find you? They want it if they need somebody needs a welding in the back of their fences metal. They need welding. They need they have a little welding project. They're trying to get something done. A trailer to weld.
I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. I just did the pages, so you won't see a lot of pictures yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be working on it.
Updating.
You know, they have it has my email, and then they'll have my number in there.
Okay, so you can find the website and the link below. You can find the social media links and contact information below too.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan, you and me go way back football times, and like you said, even if it was just hanging out, just sitting in silence and near each other. There's been times where we almost got into fights. There's been times where we've almost gotten fights with other people, and the where we've come from together and where we're at today, I couldn't be more proud. And I think especially where you have come, because you had it harder than I did, where the odds were stacked against you and the temptation was always there, and the outcome didn't seem like there was ever a possibility to make it out. I think you still stayed tried and true, and you listened and at the time where I was trying to be the best leader and get people to follow, you gave me a little bit of love. Gave me a little bit of love, and I mean, there were times where I followed you too, and I think, like I said, you had it harder than I did, and for you to come this far, you've been working at the same place for a long time, starting this company. You're at the house. I mean, you've got so much going for you now, and the momentum you've got, and all that you've given to your nephews and your family. I'm excited for what the future holds, and you may not be the NFL football player I thought you'd be, but you're making everybody proud.
Thank you.
I love you, brother. We'll see you.
You too.